I know I'm messing with my hair. How y'all doing? So we was a little late in the psych class, all right. Um, and that's because, again, I wanted to make sure I go through that class thoroughly with you guys. That's the psych class. So I'll have to do 3 on that class. And this time I'm going to make that class 2 hours. I just need to make sure y'all get in on that psych class. Okay. And the main thing I wanted y'all to make sure y'all get in that psych class is the autism, the neural conditions, the PTSD, the ADHD, and a couple of other neural conditions. Now, not because the president had something going on today, and they were talking about the autism, because that's a part of our class, okay? So to join this Sapphire Academy, I'm just putting up the link, and I'm going to put up several links. And you guys know I always try to put the links up where those free books are. So we're done. Well, we're not exactly done with medical terminology. You guys have that last chapter that I'm dragging with. Okay, and it is because I need to make sure y'all get that right. Okay, your AAPC will have some psychiatric stuff on there. It may be open and closed. Okay, if you are in on this class, let's do and you go on the website, and you guys can go ahead. You can go at my website, sapphirephysiciancoding.com, and because this is your first class, I'm gonna do $29.99 for your tuition. And I can't stand 99. I don't know why I always say 99, $30. Okay, y'all submit $30 and then y'all can go ahead and get in on it. And that's for you guys to get into the Sapphire Academy. Okay, that's what Sapphire Academy. And that's for people who are entering this classroom. So your tuition is 50% off. We're going to do $30 for the tuition. So those of you who got in on the psych class, it's deep. I'm telling you, y'all should see me word for word on the psych class. Yeah, I'm not supposed to do word for word. I'm supposed to ad lib like how I've been doing. But I can't, because you see this thing so often, and then you see the parents, and it's like, oh my God. I'm still thinking about them parents that I saw, at the autism clinic. And again, I didn't know it was an autism clinic until I walked in there on my meeting, and I'm like, why didn't she tell me? I mean, it didn't make a difference. It didn't make a difference, but I didn't even care. I met somebody at another facility. Oh, come to my facility. And usually I research a facility before I actually get there. This time I did not. But okay, anyway, so I will be putting up links on the side. I'm going to be putting up your link for your ICD-10 book. We are starting with the guidelines of ICD-10. Okay, now this would be I don't know why I have Hicks picks up there, but that's the ICD-10 right there. I'll go ahead and put the other one up there. I'll put the CPT up there since I went ahead and put that up there. So we're going to be in class for a minute. Any of my students, any of my past students who was in my physical class, okay? You too, Julio. Any of y'all who was in my physical class can join the Sapphire Academy. There is no fee. Now, if you guys were in my class, y'all know y'all got a student loan, and y'all know how much I used to fight with Sinclair about student loans, and it wasn't just me. Sinclair, he encouraged this program. So any of you guys who was in my physical college, you guys went to school, and I was your teacher and your director, I know you got student loans. I got a lot of phone calls from you guys, and today I finally got a phone call from my good friend I can't even think of her name right now, but I finally got a call from my good friend and one of my students who used to work for me. I'll not forget you. Trust me. Me and you go head to head. You make sure you call me, send me a message. Anybody from my past school can take my tuition free. Y'all know I always told y'all that. I always told y'all that. Y'all remember, y'all are the ones why I made this program. Y'all are the ones why I made this program. Y'all see this book right here? Y'all are the ones why I made this book. Okay? Y'all are the ones. So my past students who was in my class, and you guys did not take your certification. Trust me, I got y'all. Okay? You ready to take your course? You guys are ready to do what you need to do? Let's do it. Anything that we can help you guys with, we want to do. We want to do it. Okay. So follow the classes and just make sure that you guys are doing the work just the same. All you need to do is, I got to put this in here. All you need to do is find time for yourself, find a space. I don't know why this like that. Find time for yourself. Make room, okay? Because you can't study without having a study area or study group or, a place to do your work. Where did that come from? Wow, I don't even use that anymore. Well, I do, but, I change the cover so much on my books. It's ridiculous. And I have about 3 or 4 of them. Oh, I like that one. Okay, so, and again, I'm just stalling waiting for y'all to come in. So, again, image file. If you want to get in on this classroom, y'all go ahead and get in on the classroom, okay? I don't want y'all missing nothing. A lot of things that we've already done is different. Sapphire Physician Coding, building 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's y'all's book right there. So my students when I was physically a teacher, when I was physically the director, those y'all already graduated. This is the book that I've written. So I can't wait till y'all get this book. But anyway, any of my students that's in here, you guys can get in on the classroom. So the ICD-10 is here. That's the link for the ICD-10. Okay, and that's where we're starting. Okay, this class has to have an orientation. So what happened was, I don't know what that is. I was a little late with the other class, so we kind of carried it over, but we're going to go ahead and start this class. So this is your ICD-10 class. This is the start of the coding. You should have your ICD-10 book by now. If you do not have your ICD-10 book, I am expecting you to go on, what do you call that? CMS.com and put in 2025 guidelines. You can do that, or you can click this link. Not this link. The link over in the side should be able to, you guys should be able to click that link. Because when I click on it, it clicks. So in the Kindle, which I have my book here. Let me show you the book that I have. Now, my book is different from your book. I mean, I do have the other book, but where is it? ICD-10, CSPCS coding. I don't want that one. So mine is by book. I have one by book, and then I have the other one by AMA. Let me get this one. It doesn't have to be, a specific type of book. I just would prefer that you get an AAPC book, but if you can't, I mean, that's okay. Okay, that's okay. If you can't, because this book costs a lot of money. So let me go in here. I swear if I give one more message, not from y'all, it's nonsense. Okay, so let me go in here, and I'm gonna click mine. And if you guys look down below, okay, yeah, that's what I want. I want to see that book back. I don't want to go to the store. I want to see the book. Oh my God, I gotta go through all of this. Are you serious? So right now I have this one up as well. So I have back to this. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm just showing y'all the book the book that is popping up, the one from the Kindle. If you go down in my description, you can also see that link there. Okay, you download the Kindle. Don't buy anything unless you want to buy the book. You can buy the book, but this is the book that we are in right now. This is what we are in right now. Okay, ICD-10-CM 2025. You can go to Kindle and get that free sample. You'll get the first half of the book free. Okay, so I have two versions of this book. This one, and then I have the Bucks version. Okay, so in this version, I want you guys to open to your guidelines. Okay, let me just get in here real quick again. Just make sure that even if you have your book, because I know some of you already got your book, but some of you don't. So I'm just kind of backtracking and making sure you do. This is where we are. Okay, the AMA book that I just showed y'all, this is where we are. Okay, now I do have the Bucks version as well, but because you guys should have this version, I'm gonna open this version. So in addition to those links that you see on the side, look down below. The ICD-10, the CPT, and the HCPCS is down there. Now, when you are training for ICD-10, you have to read the guidelines first so that you are aware of the rules and regulations of the coding for ICD-10, which is the diagnosis as in what's wrong with the patient, as in why is the patient here? Does the patient have a disease and it has metastasized to something else? What's wrong with the patient? I am here because that's the intake diagnosis. Okay, the patient comes in and says, what's wrong with her? She's just saying what's wrong with her, and we're using that as an intake diagnosis until the provider looks at her. Okay, in this book, the guidelines are very long, and in this class, I want you to hit them one time because we're gonna go through this. I haven't started yet, but I just finished showing y'all where to get the book from. Go to the Kindle and get the book. You can buy the book in the Kindle if you want, but when you get ready to take your CPC exam, you need to have a hard copy book. You need to have a physical book, okay? Some of you have this in ebook, and some of you do have it in hard copy, which is good. The link for the ebook is down below, and it is for that free ebook, okay? So again, the book that we are working with is the AMA, okay? It's the AMA. Now, if you guys, like I said, if you don't have it, try to do the Kindle. Amazon, like I said, Amazon, like 3 and 4 in the morning, they'll pop something out there for like $80. And you might can get this book for like $80. So that's one of the reasons, because the books are pricey. And that's one of these. Now, the other ones, I don't care what year you get. They're still the same. These will change because of the codes changing. But now, if you are going to take your test this year, if you're shooting for December, go ahead and get the new books by October. This 2026 books will be out in October. After October 12th, you'll see those books. Okay, you'll see that first book flop and January release will be able to use them. If you don't, you can get this one, 2025. They should be on sale by now because it's almost October. Okay, so that's our word to the wise. Okay, I want y'all to make sure you get your book. Okay, so let me just go back in. All right, I know y'all going to archive this, and that's fine. So let me see, let me get my book in here. So let me share my screen again. which is the same thing. And I don't care if you get a different book. I'm okay with that. You guys can get a different book. I'm going to stop the share on this one, and then I'm going to show y'all a different book. Okay, I'm going to show y'all a different book. Same concept, different book. That's it. Okay, so let's share my screen on this one. See, now this is Buck. This one is by Elsevier. And this one is elsevier.com. Okay, you guys know I always put that up there. Elsevier.com. You can get your books from elsevier.com. I'm going to pull that down real quick. This is elsevier.com. You can also get your books from here. This is where most teachers get their books from. Okay, so let me bring that down. So again, this is where we're going to be starting. Okay, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use the AMA book because a lot of you will have that book downloaded. This is the same one. If you find the book for like $50 or $20, get it for the sake of class, and then you can get the other one down the line. Okay, and the gist of it is for you not to have to spend, so much money on the book. But I don't think it is a killjoy with the class being, hardly nothing. I don't think it's that bad. Okay, so I'm going to get back to that book. So hopefully you guys got that book. Okay, so we can go ahead and start the class. I'm kind of like lingering around to see who comes into the classroom. So again, I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to go ahead to the other one and we're going to start with that one. So you guys got any questions? You guys know what the guidelines are. Where we are starting and what we're getting ready to do. Before you even start, let me share my screen on it. I'm going to share my screen for a second and then we're going to come down. Like I said, before you start learning, you have to have this book. Now, I'm going to put the other book up there because we also need to have the step-by-step book. If you don't have this step-by-step book today, that is fine. I'm still starting. Okay, try to get the book. Try to go to thrift.com and get this book. Okay. All right, hold on one second. Somewhere they're supposed to show us the book cover. I don't know what all this stuff is. Edition. Okay, so this is the book. Let me share my screen with you. So this is the step-by-step book. Check it off. The step-by-step book is how we learn how to code. And it's exactly what it says, step by step. Now, this book comes with a workbook. My Y2U students, when you do a chapter, you do a test. When you do a chapter, you do a test. Compile your chapter with your workbook. This is the step-by-step reading material. This is a reading material. The other one is your step-by-step book that has what you're going to do. Let me get it. So that's your reading material. I don't know why my connection is so slow right now. All right, so this is the workbook. Okay, I haven't taken the share off, so you guys should still be able to see this. I don't know why the workbook comes up like this, but this is the workbook. And the workbook, you're going to combine the workbook with the reading book. So if you do chapter 1 on guidelines, your workbook you should do chapter 1 in your step-by-step book, okay? The Sapphire Academy, you guys have tests to do, okay? And you have the workbook. So Sapphire, those of you who are in the Sapphire Academy, you have my test to do, and you have my essay that you're supposed to do. You have the step-by-step workbook exercises that you're supposed to do. You have your summary. Okay, so this is Sapphire Academy students. When you guys archive this, This will be put into the Sapphire Academy so you guys can get it. But those are your academics after you do your reading. Okay. YTU, you will have the exercises that are in this book. That's it. If you want to do the summary, you can. My Sapphire Academy students, this will go into Sapphire Academy, and you can look at this from there. But you have all those tests and chapters to do. Okay, so your academics is a little bit different than the academics that's on the YTU. Okay, so all right, so let's get back to where we were. So again, that's your step-by-step book. So I'm just going to go and backtrack to the other, to the reading book, because that's what you guys should be doing with me. So, but today is going to be pretty easy because we are just getting started, and I want you guys to just kind of get used to what we're doing. So, as you can see, this is what we're going to do. Okay. And we're going to have an overview of the ICD-10, okay, ICD-10-CM outpatient coding and reporting guidelines. Remember, I talked about the guidelines, okay. The overview, I'm going to overview this, okay, using ICD-10-CM, chapter-specific guidelines, it's saying twice because it's 1 to 10, 11 to 14, 15 to 22. Okay, so as you can see, there's 3 separate chapters of guidelines. The guidelines are so important. You wouldn't believe how many guidelines is on the CPC until you start jumping into it. Okay, so just kind of take heed to that. That's what we do. That's what we do first. Okay, the first chapter of this, the reimbursement. Do not do the reimbursement. That reimbursement is going to be with your medical billing. It's with your medical billing. So you do not have to do that in this book. You've got the step-by-step book and you're working independently. Start from chapter 2. Okay, do not do the first portion. Okay, so this is your overview right here. And this is a wonderful person. This is the person who created this manual. Okay, you can read that on your own. We don't want to take too much longer than we have to. Okay, so your objective is to explain the development of the ICD-10. Review the formats of the ICD-10. That's what we're getting ready to do. Okay, identify the characteristics of the alphabetic index. Like I said, this is a beginner class. This is not advanced where I'm going to be pointing my finger and show you what to do. This is a beginner class. What is this? I don't know. I have stuff everywhere. Okay, identify the characteristics of the tabular list. So we're going from the alphabetic index to the tabular list. We're going to do it all. Understand conventions and other official instructional notations. So that's your objectives. As you can see, ICD-10 is a mountain, but we are going step by step into the mountain. Okay, you guys got your book. We're going step by step. And the reason why we're going step by step, because this is a beginner class. Okay, this is a beginner class. And even though the class is only an hour long, I always make additional classes. Okay, I try not to go over an hour because you guys don't get bored with me and y'all ain't gonna want to listen. Okay, so do you guys have your guidelines ready? You guys have your books? This is the step-by-step book, which has the same thing that you have. All I'm doing is going from the instructional book, from the ICD-10 book. That's it. It's the same thing. So, internal classification of diseases, 10th revision. Okay, clinical modification. What does that mean? ICD-10. Okay, ICD-10-CM. Your clinical modification. What does clinical modification mean, especially since I just said it? Good. On your exam, you may have what is, clinical modifications. Okay, they may ask you that. I'm gonna stop the screen on that one and flip over to the other one because you guys may have the other book, and I still can look at that one. I'm just gonna put this one up because you may have this one. So clinical modification is what, y'all? I'm right here. Wait, y'all got it? No. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the book that you guys are using. But the other one is, I'm saying the same thing, don't make a difference. Clinical modification is what? I just said it. The International Classification of Diseases, 10th revision, clinical modification. It's in my parentheses. It should be in your parentheses. Okay. If you know somebody who does not have this book, you see that shareable link. When you open it, you should see a shareable link up there too. Okay. It's ICD-10-CM. It's an adaptation of ICD-10. Remember the ICD-10 came first, right? Okay. So I'm going to backtrack because this one is a little different from the step-by-step book. We're just going to put this here. And that's going to be in there. It's going to tell you how ICD-10 came first. Okay, so tonight I want the guidelines read. All of the guidelines read. When you get up to the section, stop. Okay, when you get up to the section, stop. Because we are not going to read this whole thing. You are going to read it. And this is just your introduction from the ICD-10 book. I gave you your introduction from the step-by-step book, right? And you guys let me know if you get lost. We gotta get you back on track. So this is the introduction to this. I'm coming back to make sure you guys get. This is the introduction to this, okay? I don't know what that is. Okay, ICD-10-CM, the complete official code book of 2025. Is your definitive coding resource combining the work of the National Center for Health Statistics. What is that? NCHS. Put that on your index card, okay? Put that on your index card, okay? Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS. Put that on your index card. I'm gonna read back again why I'm telling you this. ICD-10-CM. The complete official code book 2025 is your definitive coding resource combining. All of these people had a hand in on this book. The work of so we are combining the work of the National Center for Health Statistics, NCHS, put it on index card. We are combining the work of Centers for Medicaid and Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS. We are combining American Hospital Association, AHA, and publisher experts to provide the information you need for coding accuracy. So, if you, on your CPC, if it has a question on there in regards to who were the combining entities of ICD-10 formation, who are you going to say? You're going to say right here. I just finished telling you. Right here where it says the combining entities, I'm ad-libbing. I just gave them to you. I'm going to move that up because it looks like my little thing is over there. Okay. The combining entities. Where's that coming from? Right here? Okay, so let's get rid of that. If you get that on your CPC exam, you know where to go to get it. And I'm going to give you a trick right now, the CPC exam. You cannot put stickies all over your book, but you can write in your book. Take your red pen, green pen, orange pen, purple pen. Put little asterisks in your book or little notes in your book so that you can get right to this. If you have not retained it enough to just answer your question. If you have not retained it enough to answer your question, you have to hit your book. We're talking about during the test. That's one of the reasons why AAPC encourages you to go to each and every page and read the guideline 10 times. So when you get those questions on the open and close questions, you're more than likely going to have half, 40 and 40. You got your open and close questions, boom, you got them out the way. The rest of that 2 minutes, you might have a minute left, use it for your cases. In this case, if you get that question, your answer is right here. And it's going to be multiple choice. It's going to be multiple choice when she give it to you. Okay, when you see it on your test. Okay, so again, you want to combine the ICD-10 book with your step-by-step book and your workbook. Okay, so now we are just kind of getting right here because we had to give you that information right there. Okay, because that is going to be on your test. So you guys see some of the logicness of the CPC. They have to know that you do know federal rules and regulations and how ICD-10-CM came about. I'm still leaving this page up because this is what we're talking about. Before ICD-10-CM came, it was ICD-10. The history of how ICD-10-CM came about, because it was revamped by WHO. Okay, it came over as ICD-10. When you go to different countries, they use different formats of it. So, as you guys read on, you will see those differences. Okay, you will see those differences. So trust me, you who have not done coding before, you're going to learn a whole lot of coding in this class. And I have not even put up how many classes we're going to do for this class. I promise you that it is double than what we did on the last class. So your last class was 21 classes. You will have at least 42 classes in the coding class. Why, Ms. Lambert? Because you must learn the ICD-10, which is an entity. You must learn the CPT, which is also an entity. And you must learn the HCPCS. And the reason why is because the CPC test is no joke. They're going to make sure that every question that you get came from these 3 manuals and that language of medicine book that we went over in medical terminology. Okay, so let's kind of get back through this, and we're going to get through with these. Your main thing, what you're going to do in the beginning, is get down these abbreviations. Okay, I'm just going to go through this page with you, and then we're going to move on, and I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to go to step by step. So remember this. You must remember this. The International Classification of Diseases, Chest Provision Clinical Modification, means ICD-10-CM. Okay, and we're going to tell you why it was a clinical modification. Why was it revised? Where was it revised? Okay, you didn't get to all that yet. It's an adaptation of ICD-10. And it looks confusing, but ICD-10 is a whole different entity right there. Adaptation of ICD-10 copyrighted by the World Health Organization. Okay, so if you get a question on your CPC and it says who did the remake or who revised or who did the ICD-10 over, they'll go, oh, well, ICD-10 is the same thing as ICD-10-CM. No, it's not. Okay, no, it's not. I'm telling you right now. So don't get confused with that on your test. It's a whole different entity, and it was revised by the World Health Organization. Okay, the development and maintenance of the clinical modification is the responsibility of NCHS. Remember, that's one of the combining networks, right? One of the combining networks. As authorized by WHO, because they're the one who do the revision, right? Okay. Any new concepts added to ICD-10-CM are based on an established update process through the collaboration of WHO, World Health Organization. Why? Because they're the original ones that did the revising. Update and Revision Committee, and the ICD-10-CM Coordination and Maintenance. So if you guys get anything like this on your test, you know where to go. I'm not reading the rest of that. You know where to go. Fortunately, after you read the guidelines, you'll have a better insight on ICD-10 and what to do when you get these questions. Some of these questions are going to be open and close. Maybe open and close. Most of them are going to be open and close. Okay, they're going to be asking you questions about this, that, this. They're going to be asking you questions about where do you find this in the guidelines? What falls under XYZ in the guidelines? So now I'm about to go to I'm going to the step-by-step book because I want to show you how you're going to do your combination in the step-by-step book. So we just went over some key points in the ICD-10. We haven't finished. Let me just put you right here. So when you do your work, you're going to do the same thing as mine. I'm only navigating through two books. Hold on. I'm navigating through two books, and these books are on two different apps. So that's why you see me coming down and coming up. What you're gonna do, uh, you're gonna have your one book here, you're gonna have one book here, or you're gonna have your book open to me. If you are archiving this chat, you should have me open. I'm talking to you, and you should have a book here, and you should have a book here. If you have an online entity, online books, just make sure you have a book open on your computer and then your step-by-step book open here, or you're going to split the screen. You have a book here and you're going to have a book here. If you guys know how to split screen on the three, then you would have me here, your book here, and your book here. Okay? HP can do that, and so can Mac. Okay? So that's how you're going to study that. So let me hit this. This is your step-by-step book. We just went over a few things in your ICD-10 AMA book. But what we went over is the same as what's here. I'm just trying to show y'all it is the same as what's here. Because if you don't have your guidelines, there's several ways you can get to those guidelines. Here, and remember the CMS.gov 2025 guidelines. Okay, so we're going to do a little history right here. So this is where I want y'all to get some history from. And you can get it from there, but this is a teaching guide I want you to get the history from. Okay, so the ICD-10, okay, that's what we're talking about. The HWO version, World Health Organization, does not include a procedure classification. Okay, each world government is responsible for adapting the ICD-10 to suit its own country's needs. Remember I said a little while ago, theirs is different. They have the same type of thing, it's just different. For example, Australia uses the ICD-10-AM. That is the ICD-10 Australian modification. Each government is responsible for ensuring that its modification conforms with the WHO, World Health Organization, conventions, which we haven't gotten to yet, in the ICD-10. In the United States, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services is responsible for developing the procedure classifications entitled the ICD-10 PCS. Now, the ICD-10 PCS, if you want to, we can, oh my God. Okay, what happened? If you want to, we can go over that. Erica, you remember we did go over that. We did go over some of that in the classroom. I didn't give y'all a full course. I did not give y'all a full course in that because it's mainly going to be towards the hospital procedures. I'm going to my library, y'all, so I can show y'all that book. Okay, so now they have it combined. Bucks has the ICD-10 PCS combined, which is procedural services. Hold on, get rid of that. I can add this in there. I haven't done y'all's coding courses yet as far as how long they're going to be. Because I know y'all wanted to see this. Is this it right here? No, that ain't it. All right, so let me get rid of that. Let's share screen again. All right, so this is the ICD-10 PCS. I'm showing y'all this because, again, this is a new class and we start from the beginning. Okay, now we just mentioned ICD-10 PCS procedural services, and this is directed by the AMA, Medicare and Medicaid, okay, CMS. So the reason why I pulled this up so I can show you what the ICD-10 PCS is. ICD-10 PCS is procedural coding system. Now, this is not necessary for you unless you want me to get it. If you guys want me to do a part of the PCS, we will do a part of the PCS. The PCS is the CMS coding, and this is a whole different type of coding than regular ICD-10 coding. This is the ICD-10 coding of procedural services. And this is the reason why I'm just showing you this, because this is extra for you to do. If you guys want me to throw that in there, I will show this to you. Okay, this is hospital procedural coding, and there's a whole different type of claim form for this. And if you want me to put it in there, I will put it in here. You guys are doing the regular ICD-10-CM. I pulled this up because in the ICD-10-CM book, it mentioned the ICD-10-PCS. So I think it will be fun. I mean, for you guys to know some of this. This is in the Sapphire Academy. So I don't know how we would be able to incorporate this. I got a limit that I can show YTU on YouTube. So I don't know how we'll be able to incorporate it in here. But this is already in the Sapphire Academy, the PCS. Okay, it's a different type of coding. It is not like the ICD-10-CM. It is different. And like I said, the reason why we are pulling this up is because I want you guys to have, an idea about other types of coding. And it is in our step-by-step book. Okay. And because it is in there, I want you guys to know of it. I'm going to read this little piece back again. This is a step-by-step book, and this is the reason why I pulled that up. The ICD-10, the World Health Organization version, does not include a procedure classification. That's the ICD-10-CM book, right? The one I just showed y'all. For example, wait, let me see, make sure we're in the right place. Does not include procedure classification. Okay, each world government is responsible for adapting the ICD-10 to suit its country. Y'all got that part? I must have been talking too much. My throat getting dry. Okay, so let's get to right here. In the United States, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, this might be on your test, get this down. Services, okay, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services is responsible for developing the procedure classifications entitled the ICD-10 PCS. Now, I hope some of y'all got your book, okay? I just kept this up here. I'm reading for the step-by-step. I put this up here to show y'all what the ICD-10 PCS books look like. This is a different type of coding. It is a hospital procedural coding, okay? I'm reading from the step-by-step book, okay? I haven't touched this yet. I haven't touched this because we're not in this. We're in ICD-10, okay? So, and I'm in the step-by-step book. And somebody just came in, so I'll read this one again. In the United States, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services is responsible for the development, the procedure classification entitled ICD-10 PCS. You guys ever heard of that? This is for my new students. I know y'all work in the hospital. Y'all heard of it, okay? The National Center for the Statistics, NCHS, is responsible for the disease classification system entitled what? ICD-10-CM. The CM stands for clinical modification. So y'all good with that? That's going to be on the test, okay? That's going to be on the test. Y'all want me to show? Okay, let me put that in there. So I don't know if y'all have your book or not, but I will put that up there. Hopefully you guys get your book. So let's share screen and let me show y'all where I got that at. That's going to be part of your homework. So like I said, right here. So the coding class, you guys, if you are going to get in on the coding, you cannot miss the coding. If you miss it, make sure that you archive it. And again, a lot of people always say, online school is no good because they don't go to school. They don't pay attention or nobody shows up. It's the person who has to make this happen. I don't think people should have to be held their hand and then to sit down in the classroom. I even think high school kids can do high school work online. I don't think it's really that necessary to just sit in the school other than doing gym and being active. So you have to put in a 100 to get the work out of it. So those of you who are starting the coding class, make sure that you take heed to what we are learning here, because as you can see, you have to learn the history of the ICD-10 before you can pass that CPC. And the more you look at it, the more you are able to decipher what's going on, and the easier you can hit that CPC and boom, keep it moving. Okay, so we don't need to do the guidance, but here, the CMS.gov, that's where you're going to get those guidelines. You can get them in there. And I want you to go there if you don't have your book, okay? Because those pages you could pretty much print out and pretty much look at them. But like I said, the first thing that you're going to do when you're doing your ICD-10 study is your guidelines, okay? Don't just read them because you just reading. No, you have to retain what you are reading. If you start reading for an hour and then you find yourself just drifting, you're just reading, you ain't even paying attention to what you read. Stop. When you get this is imperative, because I'm gonna show you how to study right now. When you're studying something and you're reading and you say, you want to try to read for 2 hours, if you get to an hour and then you find yourself you're just reading, that means you're not retaining it. So if you read for 20 minutes or 25 minutes and you just into it, and then 30 minutes come, 40 minutes come, and you just read and read, that means you lost. You just reading to be reading. If the first 20 minutes is your boom, that's it. Stop reading. Because whether you have a short-term memory or a long-term memory, you're going to remember what you did. Okay, if you do it and then just reading and be reading, okay, you don't read it for me because I don't need it. Read it for you. Okay, read it for you. So, and that's why I'm always having this toe-to-toe thing with people when they say, versus traditional versus online. Okay, no, you don't have to treat them like babies. No, I don't have to call them 25 times. They know how to clog on this YouTube or clog in the Sapphire Academy, or don't. Either just pay back a student loan because you just want to pay it back, or you just waste $1,380, $89 going to my class. If you pay $59 to go to my class and you decide that you're not going to attend the class, you're not going to be out of nothing. You see what I'm saying? But it should not be like that. It should be whether somebody is giving you something for free or not, especially if it's for educational use. It shouldn't be, I have to make you come into the classroom. I'm going to hunt you down. No, I'm not. No, because education is the key to life. Learning is a process. Learning is how we get ahead. Learning is what we do. And if somebody's giving you an opportunity to do the learning, then I think that you should do the learning. Okay? So, and if you can't, that's why I made this program. Do you get tired after a week or two? Come on back. I have all types of schedules for you guys to learn this class. Okay? So this is your first chapter that you're going to read. I'm already 651 in, so you guys know where you are starting. You are starting at the guidelines. I'm going to take this down and jump into the book. We're starting at the guidelines, okay? Now, don't forget, nobody don't have to hold your hand. You come to class because you want to come to class. Okay, we're going to go on with the class whether you come to class or not. Okay, even if it was in a traditional college, we still have to, if we don't have nobody in the classroom, we still have to come to class. If we got one student in the classroom, physically in the classroom, we still have to teach the whole format. Okay, so you should be on, I should be on sharing my screen. The only thing I'm going to do here, we only got 10 minutes left. The only thing that I'm going to do here is show you this guidelines part, ICD-10. This is the second page. And the second page tells you about links that you can kind of get in on, which can help you further classify the ICD-10, ICD-10-CM, okay? I'm just going to shoot through this right here for updates. Okay, that's not, something, okay, what's new? So what's new? The official NSCSC ICD guidelines between meeting section. So yes, this right here, I'm on page 261. I'm on page 261. You guys see that screenshot up there? 261. Let me make sure. Because see, when I turn away, I can't see this. So hold up. This is how far you're going to go. I don't want you to go past this. Well, I mean, not the page, y'all know what I mean, when you start reading. Okay. I see something I want y'all to get. CMS Quality Payment Program, QPP, get that down. Okay. Okay, so the official NCHS ICD-10-CM classification includes three main sections: the guidelines, the index, and the tabular list. Okay, they're breaking down to you what's in the guidelines, all of which make up the bulk of this coding manual. The complement, the classification, Optum's coding experts have incorporated Medicare-related coding edits, preparatory features such as supplementary notations, coding tools, and appendixes. I can't wait till we get to the appendixes. Into comprehensive, easy references to use. Publication is organized file. Okay, we don't need a publication for organized file. The conversion table we're going to look at. The conversion table was developed by NCHS. Who is NCHS, y'all? I know you're going to give it to me after, right? Okay. So in your step-by-step book, there are tutorials in there. And all it is you guys doing the reading, okay? Official ICD-10 guidelines for coding and reporting. It is so important to get this down because you have to be able to understand those guidelines, okay? So these conventions and guidelines are published by the United States Department of Human Services, DHHS, and approved by the cooperating parties, American Health Information Management. Okay, so let me get back in here. All of those entities, I want you guys to get down. Get down all of those entities because I can see some of those abbreviations being on your test. This generally will probably be a 2-hour class because I have the class coming up at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to be coming back on. There was another class that was supposed to be in here. What was it? This is a regular class that you guys are having, but it was an introduction class. This is more than like the introduction class, but it's kind of like the same thing. So make sure that you guys have your step-by-step. This is probably the boring part of the class because we're not doing coding yet. You can't do coding until you know how to code. So when we finish with this portion, we will start doing the coding. So let me see. Let's stop the screen. ICD-10 book. I want book. Okay. So, in our ICD-10 book, because we're doing this step by step, so you just make sure you have that with you. I don't have to do more with the guidelines, guys, because I want you to read those guidelines. I'm going to share my screen. So what I'm doing is I'm letting you know when we're going to start doing hands-on. So tonight I want you guys to read the guidelines. We are working in not that one. We're working in the step-by-step book, right? And this is what we just went over. This information right here. I want you to read this again, okay? I'm going to take this piece right here, okay? The National Center for Health Statistics, NCHS, you've already gotten that down in your index card. It's responsible for the disease classification system entitled ICD-10-CM. Remember, we gave you the differences between ICD-10-CM, PS, I can't even say ICD-10-PCS, and ICD-10-CM, okay? Guidance for the use of 1 to 10, I-10, is available. Okay, that's online stuff. Okay, through the years, the use of diagnostic coding is growing. Okay, you guys will go ahead and read that. My concern is this. Read this right here. Okay, this is going to be part of your guidelines that you're reading. Okay, but this is what I want you to do. You're not going to be able to read that full guidelines. Today is Monday. Friday, you guys should be done with that. And then this is going to be your exercise in your step-by-step book. Valerie, you should be up to this by now and answer these questions. The answers should be in the back of the book for this. You guys who are Sapphire, Valerie, you guys also have Sapphire test to do. Okay, so look in your coding class, your ICD-10 coding class, and you're going to see your test should be in there for this book. But these, yes, you are supposed to do these as well. This country currently uses ICD-10 AM. Which one? We just went through that. See, Australia. Okay, the I-10 was originally issued by 1993. Issued in 1993 by who? I just gave you the answer. Okay, so what time is it? All right, so we down. I got to come out of the class, but I just gave y'all two of the answers. But this is your homework, okay? YTU, Sapphire, you have this and you have tests to do, okay? So in each part of the step-by-step, I want y'all to do all the exercises, okay? All the exercises. This is a two-part class, so I will be back in 5 minutes, okay? I was thinking about putting a video or something on. I don't know. I think I do have a video. I do have one to put on, but your introduction is supposed to be before this, but I'm going to do it after it. And we may mingle a little bit into that class. And I'm going to introduce some of this because it's already 6 o'clock. It's already 7 o'clock. So I'm going to continue on. If you guys go to my website, if you guys are still with me, go get the course for $30 so I can put you into the Sapphire Academy, because I'm going to start doing teams with the Sapphire Academy. We have to do more. I'm limited to how much I can go over with you with the ICD-10 for the YTU class. But at least those of you who are in the YTU class and some of you on the street that I met, you can go in here and you can see some of what we are going to do. And the Sapphire Academy is a lot different. These are in there, but I will soon start having the live classes in there because of the coding. Okay, and my main concern is the CPT, procedure coding. I believe the ICD-10, you guys will be able to get that down quickly. Okay, so I'm out of here. I'll see y'all in about 5 minutes. I'll be right back.